These pictures tell the sad story of Amethi's progress. These roads are mute, yet eloquent about their own dismal state of disrepair. These shabby houses, narrow lanes packed with tiny shops, teeming with people weighed down by the intolerable burden of abject poverty. They placed their trust and love in the hands of some people to improve their miserable lot. Those very hands have betrayed them. They may be silent, yet their silence speaks. It tells us of their agony at having their trust betrayed so brazenly, of their emotions manipulated, of their worship rejected. They call us family, yet they never treat us like family. They think of us only once in 5 years. The Gandhi-Nehru family thinks of Amethi as their private property. To them, Amethi is just a vote bank. These so-called leaders call the state of these roads progress. For example, just travel from Jagdishpur to Amethi through Gauriganj and your bones will creak in protest. The progress of Amethi is like a toffee without sweetness. It is a pricked balloon of no use to anyone. Only those leaders seem to think of this pathetic state as progress. Whether it's agriculture or trade, Amethi lags far behind not just the nation, but even its neighboring districts. Old factories are dying a slow, painful death because of lack of power. The transport system within the district lies in shambles. Irrigation is minimal. Regular electricity and adequate diesel availability are distant dreams. Farmers get nothing for their blood, sweat and toil. Empty promises fill the air, but the truth rings out in the voice of the tormented people. Amethi was promised a rail neer factory, which is far from reality. How many such promises and how many elections do the people of Amethi have to suffer? For how long do they remain trapped in the deathly coils of the family? The youth of Amethi sit twiddling their thumbs, waiting for the promised employment. A steady stream of desperate youngsters goes to Delhi and Mumbai in search of a livelihood, leaving behind the elders who have no facilities, no one to look after them, and worst of all, no hope in sight. This is what the people of Amethi have got in return for their votes. A cynical leadership that sees them not as real people with real hopes and aspirations, but as stamps on a ballot paper. Even today, thousands of children of Amethi don't go to school. Instead, they burn in the midday sun and somehow grow up by themselves. There is nothing in the name of proper transport or security. There are no toilets for girls in schools. The system of appointment of teachers in schools is a joke, as is the standard of education. Even today, a large part of Amethi's population is forced to use archaic equipment like hand pumps for water. Supply of drinking water is restricted in urban homes. In the villages, the situation is so hopeless that people don't even want to talk about it. Having a gas cylinder doesn't mean you'll get gas. Whether it's kerosene or sugar, the distribution system is a mess. Most of the stuff is cornered by the leaders themselves. The less said, the better about the state of electricity in the district. While in urban areas, one might get to experience the joys of electricity from time to time, villages go without power for hours on end. No wonder some villages have decided not to participate in the elections at all. A member of parliament should represent the interests of his constituency in parliament, but the MP from Amethi has not even uttered its name in 10 long years. Never once has he said a word in favor of its progress. If he couldn't do a thing for the betterment of his little constituency, how will he manage the progress of an entire nation? It is said that these leaders travel across the nation for party work. If they don't have time for their own people, how will they have time for you? These leaders cannot even spend the money they get from the government for the betterment of Amethi. So it goes back. Imagine what a great help the funds would have been to improve the lot of the people. Amethi has been the home constituency of the family which has been in power for a decade. By now, it should have become a heaven. but it pales in comparison to any town of its size in the region. Statistics tell a sad story. 60% of homes don't have electricity. 80% of homes do not have a toilet. Schools do not have toilets for girls. The per capita income in Amethi is 2/3 less than the nation's per capita income. If statistics are to be believed, while a family earns 100 rupee a month anywhere in India, a family in Amethi manages just 30 rupees. Even today under Manrega, out of 70,000 families in Amethi under the scheme, only 2,200 have got the promised 100 days of employment. The list of statistics is endless, but there seems no end to the lack of progress in Amethi. Why has Amethi lagged behind in progress?
देश की ऐसी दुर्दशा कभी नहीं देखी। भ्रष्टाचार का इसका विकराल रूप इस दशक में जो देखा है, देश ने कभी नहीं देखा। आत्महत्या करते किसान, रोजगार के लिए भटकता नौजवान, इज्जत बचाने के लिए परेशान मां और बहनें, महंगाई के मार से तड़प रहा भूखा बच्चा, ऐसी दुर्दशा कभी नहीं देखी। और इसलिए ये 2014 का चुनाव सिर्फ सत्ता परिवर्तन का चुनाव नहीं है। ये 2014 का चुनाव भारत के कोटि-कोटि जनों के लिए एक आशा और अरमान का चुनाव है।
We ask, why should there be no progress? Why should roads not be made? And employment provided? The time has come for the people of Amethi to fight for their rights by using the power of their vote. The time has come to ask ourselves, what is the Amethi we will leave for our children? Will our next generation have to live in the same squalor? When our children grow up, they will ask us, what did we get with our votes? What did we get in return for our trust? Today Amethi has to decide. Do we walk the path of progress, or do we walk behind those who would mislead us? Like the rest of the nation, we too must rally behind Mr. Narendra Modi.
न मुझे किसी ने भेजा है, न मैं यहाँ आया हूँ, मुझे तो माँ गंगा ने बुलाया है।
So let us all press the lotus button and get BJP to form the government. Today the role model of the nation's Bahus, Smriti Irani, is contesting from Amethi. Vote for her. Every vote for Smriti Irani is a vote for Narendra Modi. We have to make a progressive Amethi. Have faith and be happy, because happy days will be here again very soon.
हम मोदी जी को, हम मोदी जी को, हम मोदी जी को लाने वाले हैं। अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं, ओ अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं, ओ अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं, ओ अच्छे दिन।
अब की बार मोदी सरकार,
कमल का बटन दबाएंगे, भाजपा जिताएंगे।